A visit to Derbyshire in August 2002 with my wife Doris to see the Gilbert and Sullivan festival at Buxton revealed 3 interesting lay centres, all seemingly powerful and all in relationship with each other. The Peak District itself has power of its own, an imposing presence of ancient majesty. So it's not surprising that powerful leys and sites should be found here, as I found this year, as well as when visiting many years ago. The 13th century Chelmorton Church in Derbyshire is particularly powerful. This was felt by me as head hum even when entering the gate, and it increased considerably when inside the building. The village is one of the highest in the county, and the church vies with Chesterfield to the west in having a slightly crooked spire. This was, according to a poem displayed in the nearby church inn, caused when the weather vane, a locust, the symbol of John the Baptist, the church's dedication, blew off in a high wind and twisted the spire as it did so. It has a ley with a closely mean-following track, linking it to the next village of Taddington. This could be called a textbook Watkinsian ley. It comes north-eastwards through the 18th century church at Flash, the highest village in England, through Coleshaw, a Watkinsian significant name, to a cairn on High Edge, and then to Chelmorton Church. From here, a track leads over Sow Top to Taddington Church, built about 1350, with a stone altar top set in the floor below the present altar. The line then goes through a tumulus at Little Longstone, and runs along Longstone Edge, and through High Rake to Calver Peak, now crowned with a television mast. Finally it continues to a small church in Dronfield. Another lay through Chelmorton comes from Burbage Church, Buxton, and runs along Green Lane there. Goes through Chelmorton Church, a tumulus by a wood on Bowl Hill, and a crossroad tracks nearby, Grin Low tumulus, Cocking Tor, and a church at Ashover Hay. The third lay through Chelmorton goes through Grin Low, a hill south of Buxton bearing Solomon's Temple, a round tower folly built in 1896 by a local farmer, Solomon Mycock, to provide work for some of the town's unemployed. This is the second of the lay centres mentioned. There was head hum felt here too. It's built on a Neolithic burial mound which was found to contain 3 skeletons and food jars when excavated in 1894. The view from the top is stunning and includes Kinder Scout, Mam Tor, the Wye Valley, Axe Edge and Burbage Edge. The lay, after passing through the tower and Chelmorton Church, meets a tumulus at Sheldon, then goes to a crossroads in Bakewell, half a mile of coincident track followed by another half mile of mean following track near Phalange, and a crossroads with a quarter of a mile of coincident road and church at Alton. Another alignment from the tower continues through Fox Low at Harper Hill, then Nether Low Cairn near Sterndale Moor, a group of tumuli at Knot Low near Moniash, Ringham Low tumulus, Youlgreave Church, and finally Matlock Bank Church. Youlgreave Church was the place I first discovered what I call the solar transition effect. When on holiday in Youlgreave in Derbyshire in 1991, I found by dowsing that there was a ley running up the garden path of our cottage and through the hallway and kitchen. It was about 6 paces wide, the width of most leys. Wider ones seemed to be a rarity. There seemed to be nothing unusual in this finding. It's a strange fact that we always seem to be subconsciously sighted in cottages that happen to be on leys. Yes, it's ourselves in these cases that seem to be subconsciously sighted. We get all our cottages from the Church Times, who would no doubt be horrified. On the Tuesday evening, however, I noticed particularly strong head hum while walking down the path to the car to get something from it. On checking with the rods, I found the ley had grown to double its width. I noticed that the sun was just setting, and also that the church bells were ringing, so I felt that one or both could be the cause of the effect. I dowsed the ley continually for a while, and found the line resumed its normal size after 25 minutes. The next day at sunset, when the bells were not ringing, I tested the line again and found the effect repeated. It was clearly the sun that was responsible and not the bells. At the same time I tested another line, a 10-pace alignment from the church which ran along the bottom of the garden. This became 20 paces during the sunset period. I was most excited. Do all leys double in width at sunset? And what about sunrise? Testing both leys at sunrise gave exactly the same result, and for about the same length of time. It seemed to be an effect of the sun's rays passing horizontally across the energy lines. The third ley from Solomon's Temple goes through the third of the centres, the chapel at Haddon Hall, home of the Manners family, Duke of Rutland, and subject of an opera by Sir Arthur Sullivan, though not with Gilbert. It's one of the best preserved medieval houses, having had little alteration since the time of Henry VIII, whose elder brother was a frequent guest, and had he survived, would have been another King Arthur. The house is built on a limestone outcrop, and the path to the entrance is very steep. Before extensions to the house in the 15th century, the chapel was a free-standing church, and its alignment to the east puts it out of alignment with the rest of the walls of the house. The building was felt to be very powerful, and the difference in feeling after stepping over the threshold seemed very marked. The ley from Grin Low goes through 2 crossroads and about 3 miles of mean-following road north of Flag, this tumulus on Burton Moor, and Haddon Hall Chapel, then a milestone at Rowsley and Black Hill, another significant Watkinsian name. Another comes southward from a large multi-junction at Great Hucklow, passes through the chapel and the 9 Ladies Stone Circle on Stanton Moor. Then through a cairn on that moor, a church at Wensley, a coincident road with cross-track near Spout, and a crossroads at Blackbrook, significant Watkinsian name. Many years ago I visited the 9 stones on Stanton Moor and dowsed the leys passing through it, and the King's Stone. The 9 Ladies Stone Circle on Stanton Moor. I found 3 leys going through it, detectable by dowsing, and this is one of them. This is another one. One due east-west. No, where's the other one that matches that, Doris? Which? I got this. I'm trying to find which matches which. Holding dowsing rods. The King's Stone at 9 Ladies. There's a ley in the angle of Lean which goes towards Haddon Hall. There is no ley going from this stone to the stone circle. Something that looks rather like a henge monument, but is not named on the map. A little way south from 9 Ladies.
Seems to be an entrance over there.
Someone's made a miniature version of the 9 Ladies here. The third comes from a crossroads near Butterton, through Hartington Church, a tumulus at Moneystones, a crossroads at Middleton, a track multi-junction at Haddon Fields, and the Haddon Hall Chapel. The full video of the visit to Stanton Moor is available on this channel under the title A Walk on Stanton Moor.